There once was a rich man who lived each day enveloped in sumptuously dyed purple garments and the finest of linen. His life was a pageant of splendid feasts and comfort, his halls ringing with laughter, his days adorned with all the luxuries wealth could buy. The lamps in his home blazed long into the evening, illuminating banquets laden with every delicacy, the air heavy with the sweet scent of spices and wine. Yet at the very threshold of his grand estate, a different story unfolded, a story overlooked by those ensconced within. At the rich man's gate, there lay a beggar named Lazarus. His body was ravaged by illness, covered in sores. Exhaustion and hunger haunted his every waking moment. Day after day, he waited near the entrance, his outstretched hand trembling not for coins, but for the mere scraps that fell, unnoticed, from the rich man's crowded table. Even the dogs, strays that found shelter in the shadows, showed more compassion than the people. As they came to him, they licked his wounds tenderly, offering what little comfort they could. Lazarus envied the crumbs that littered the marble floors inside. He watched as servants walked back and forth, whisking away platters half full, drippings of gravy, and pieces of bread destined for the refuse heap. Yet the gate between him and that world might as well have been a chasm. For all the plenty inside, nothing crossed over to touch his life of suffering and need. Day faded into night, seasons shifted, and still Lazarus persevered, his hope never fully extinguished. Then, at last, the day came when Lazarus's suffering ended. Death, which sees no riches or poverty, took him. But Lazarus's journey did not end with his last breath upon the stones. Angels gathered around him, lifting him from the dust and bearing him upward, gently carrying him to rest at the side of Abraham, the revered patriarch, father of nations. There Lazarus found comfort and peace, free from all pain, his needs finally met in abundance beyond imagining. Not long after, the rich man's turn came. Death visited his bedchamber, as it does for every soul, and his wealth, his finery, and his feasts meant nothing now. He was buried with dignity befitting his station, yet beyond the grave, he found himself in Hades, a place of torment and suffering, utterly unlike the world he had known. The flames tormented him, and he was overwhelmed by thirst so deep and terrible that he thought of nothing but relief. In his agony, the rich man looked up. There, across an unbridgeable distance, he saw Abraham, and by Abraham's side, resting in comfort, sat Lazarus, the beggar he once passed without a second thought. Desperate, the rich man cried out, his voice hoarse with pain, "Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in agony in this fire." Abraham replied, his gaze both kind and resolute, "Son, remember, in your lifetime you received your good things, comfort, luxury, and joy, while Lazarus received bad things, sorrow and hardship. But now he is comforted here, while you are in agony there. And besides all this, between us lies a great chasm. It has been fixed so that those who wish to cross from here to you cannot, nor can anyone pass from your side to ours." The rich man's mind turned to his family, his 5 brothers who lived as he once did, heedless and secure. In renewed desperation, he pleaded, "Then I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my family, to warn them so that they do not come to this place of torment." His hope was that a messenger from beyond death might awaken his brothers' hearts, turning them from the path that led to ruin. But Abraham answered, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." The teachings and warnings of generations past, he said, were clear for all who wished to hear. The rich man, caught in the grip of regret, protested, "No, Father Abraham, but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." He clung to the belief that a miracle, a sign, would change hardened hearts. Abraham's final reply echoed with eternal wisdom. If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead. This story, oddly simple yet profound, invites its listeners to ponder the boundaries we set in life, the gates we ignore, the suffering we overlook, the comforts we cherish while others thirst at our doorstep. It speaks not just to matters of wealth and poverty, but to the choices we make every day. The call to see one another, truly see, and respond with compassion rather than indifference. It reminds us that earthly circumstances are not the ultimate measure of justice or the soul's worth. Where humans might see only the contrasts of fortune or misfortune, something deeper is at work, a reckoning shaped by our actions, our decisions, and our willingness to reach beyond ourselves. In the end, the chasms we create through neglect or pride may endure beyond this life, their consequences far-reaching and irreversible. Let the story of the rich man and Lazarus serve as a gentle alarm bell. It wakes us from complacency, urging us to use the time we have wisely. Our hearts, our open hands, the doors we unlock in this world, all are choices that echo into eternity. Listen, then, to the teachings passed down through the generations. Open your eyes to the needs that lie outside your own gates. If your life is full to brimming, let your table be known by the generosity that flows from it. And if you find yourself in need, remember that your worth is not measured by your lack, but by the hope that endures and the comfort that awaits. He who has ears, let him hear. The story lingers, a timeless testament to mercy, compassion, and the power of truly seeing the humanity in every soul we encounter. In the end, it is not riches or poverty that define us, but the love we show and the gates we open for each other along the way.